Good evening, everybody, and I'm Jeff Porsche, welcoming you to the Rev Game of the Week. Tonight we have boys soccer District 6 Division 1 boys soccer between the Dutchtown Griffins and the Amant Gators. I'm Jeff Porsche, and I'll be joined shortly by Amant girls coach Jolie Hartman, and we'll take a break right now and come back. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for almost 30 years. We do all the prep work so people can have home-cooked meals without spending all day in the kitchen. Everything is done ourselves. With 3 locations in Louisiana and a 4th in Texas, we needed all of them connected to the same system for point of sale and telephone. Rev Business set us up, and it's been a game changer. They have everything as national companies, but with real local service. Rev Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
For your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
Get the last name.
And we're back at the pit, and we're ready for Dutchtown and Amant boys soccer. And I'm Jeff Porsche. I'll be joined by Jolie Hartman, and she's here now. And you see the boys setting up for a little ceremony here, and I'll let Jolie kind of explain what's happening since she's kind of familiar with it.
Yeah, so right now you're going to see both boys soccer, Amant and Dutchtown honor Dutchtown soccer player Zod and just everything that he had to do with soccer here in the community and this parish. To quote Amant boys soccer coach Adrian Garcia, you know, he was someone that was just a light of this sport and someone that just embodied what you wanted in your program. He was so spirited and just such a team player. I mean, he, as a freshman at Dutchtown, started and was a nuisance, you know, for Santa Maria soccer. They had to defend him, had to, and he was such a big role in Dutchtown's semifinal, you know, and final game last year. And, you know, from a Santa Maria coach to Dutchtown, I am terribly sorry for your loss. And, you know, Zod was such a phenomenal student and student athlete, you know, and we just want to say, you know, to his family and to all of their friends at Dutchtown High, we are terribly sorry for your loss, and the Gator pride is with you.
We're about to have a moment of silence for Zide, so we're going to go to that right now.
Everybody please rise for the national anthem.
And so we have the national anthem, and we are just about ready to begin after this tribute to Zaid Rawasde, the Dutchtown player who lost his life right before the school season began this season. Would have been a junior, and both teams paying tribute to him, and we'll talk about that more as we go on. But we need to get to the starting lineups right now before the game begins, so we'll start with the visiting Dutchtown Griffins. And so their starting lineup, you're going to start with number 3, Josh Thibodeaux, number 5, Michael Matherne, number 6, Carson Gautreau, number 7, Ethan Shanahan, number 10, Zachary Peltier, number 18, Michael Brizzard, number 19, Obi Irondi, number 24, Jake Chaix, number 25, Francisco Medina, 33, Harrison Smith, and number 54, Josh Barrow. On the Santa Maria side, you have Taylor Wall in goal today, 0-0. And then number 4, Leo Fuentes. Number 5, Aldo Padron. Number 7, Kaleb Wilkins. Number 8, Micah Cretini. Number 9, Bryce Weathers. Number 12, Braxton Trabo. Number 15, Nelson Funes. Number 29, Abram Lawless. Number 30, Brandon Perez, and number 37, Easton Gyro. And so we are just a couple of minutes away from the open of tonight's game. This is a top 10 matchup between the number 6 Santa Maria Gators and the number 7 Dutchtown Griffins. And we'll talk about that as well, but let's take an opportunity to talk about the coaches here tonight. On the Dutchtown side, you have Marcus Dyer, and he had a great season last year. He's only in his 5th year, and in his 4th year, he got Dutchtown to the state finals. As you see right there, they lost 1-0 to Catholic High in the state finals last year. And then over on the other side, on Santa Ma's side, you have Adrian Garcia, and I'll let Jolie talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, Coach Adrian, I mean, he's been here for 17 seasons. His overall record is 277 wins, 68 losses, and 18 ties. As you can see, they lost to Denham Springs 2-1 in the regionals round, which that is the second round of playoffs. As you can see, Denham Springs is one of their district contenders, so that's just speaking highly of what the boys have in district for, two teams to kind of meet up, which the boys was not in, the Livingston Parish district last year, but, to lose to Denham Springs last year in Division I playoffs, and then all of a sudden, over the summer, find out that you have to play for district, title and district matchups is something that I know Coach Adrian has been working on with his team, but also Dutchtown too. Denham is somebody that, you're not going to just go and play. You have to set a plan. You have to set this. But, I mean, I'm really excited about tonight's matchup with Dutchtown and Santa Ma. They have been in the top 10, for the past 5 years. Just an awesome job, I want to give to Coach Dyer, just because of the fact that, he comes in his fifth year, and in all 5 years he made playoffs. Yes. In Division I, that's very hard for, a first-year coach, but for 5 years, go to semifinals, go to the finals, go to quarterfinals, all this and all that. So I'm just really excited to see, hate to say it, a young Santa Ma team with juniors, as you can see in that starting lineup, and then Dutchtown with a abundance of upperclassmen and, underclassmen tonight playing the Gators. But, just to alliterate this game, this is more than the game tonight. Both teams are playing for Zod tonight, just because, the soccer community has been more than just the game. They are playing for that young man that cannot play here tonight.
Right, and on the right side, the game is now underway, and we're over to the corner. We have a whistle, and we're going to have a free kick for Santa Ma.
Already, motions are high. It's Santa Ma versus Dutchtown boys soccer. Right. And, there's a lot on this game tonight, as we can see, in the district, there's so much happening with, being top 10, the three teams, Santa Ma, Dutchtown, and Denham. I mean, tonight's game is deciphering first place, is deciphering second place, and is deciphering, fourth place right now. And both teams are just emotional high. So we'll probably see a lot of, little gimme fouls here and there. But I think both of them are wearing their heart on their sleeves tonight. So.
Right. And it's been a tough year for Dutchtown, as two student athletes, Caroline Smith and Zaid Rawashde, both died over the summer and unfortunate accidents, and it's been a tough season. And both of these teams, the teams and the school as a whole, just have a big loss, because especially on the soccer side, because the Rawashde family is huge in soccer, and there's always been one on the team, as his older brother also contributed, and he just graduated this past season. So it's kind of unusual to not have a Rawashde on the field for the Griffins, and so it's been really tough, but everybody has been really supportive, and Coach Dyer has done a great job keeping these kids grounded and focused, because that's something that could really just do a lot of damage to teenage kids.
Absolutely.
And so he's done a great job.
Absolutely. And the Griffins are awarded a free kick right there at the 40-yard line. Like I said, emotions are high tonight. I don't even think it's anything about, winning or losing. I think it's just playing this game tonight. So, like I said, you'll see some fouls here and there. And for Dutchtown, their free kick goes right into the top of the D. Dutchtown is there, but Santa Ma just has to do a little bit better of clearing it out and giving their defense a chance to set up. But Santa Ma has set up now, and now Leo Fuentes for the Gators defense kicks it off of number 8.
That's Carrillo.
And then, look, Gators are trying to do a semi-attack on offense, but
You have Cretini and Trabo down there, but they can't get anything through, and it goes out, and it's going to be a Dutchtown throw-in from number 10, Zachary Peltier.
And something I've always loved about watching the boys team, versus the girls is the throw-ins.
Yeah.
It goes almost 20 yards more than with the girls. And so, little things, everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's just a throw-in. Well, I'm going to tell you, the boys is going to have an offensive chance. If you're at the 30-yard line, it can go almost inside the box. But, that's a great job by the keeper coming out and getting the ball off just kind of a lazy pass by the Gators. But the Gators are here, and they're trying to get an offensive stance. But, Dutchtown is here, right
on
here.
The right
Carrillo.
side. An opportunity, and it's wide. Wall did a good job coming in and forcing him to go a little bit more left than he probably wanted to on that shot.
Absolutely. And look, the Griffins are kind of looking back at the scoreboard and just thinking, we're only 4 minutes into this game, but they're going to kind of want that attack back just because that was a great run by the Griffins and just kind of did not find the back of the net. But give credit to Santa Ma's goalkeeper, Taylor Wall, just because he came out, that kind of gave that pressure, for that Griffin to kind of go wide left. But we're probably going to be seeing a lot of the Griffin offense, and hopefully the Gator defense can come tonight and kind of stop that, momentum.
Right. So we have a challenge in the corner, and looks like Santa Ma's going to come out with it, but Dutchtown right back on the offensive. And now we're going to try the right side with Peltier. This is Brizzard, number 18. Back to Peltier. So Brizzard will go inside.
Gators defense need to find something to host that middle because this Dutchtown's formation, they are playing with 3 forwards and 3 midfielders, which as a coach I'm seeing that and going, okay, so we got to just stay home because they're going to find the middle and try to find the outside or try to find the goal outside, from the middle. So I hope Coach Adrian and the Gators kind of fix that because if not, they're going to find this goal here soon.
So we're about 5.5 minutes in. No score, Dutchtown, Santa Ma. And so we have number 7 over here, Wilkins with it. Tries to get it to midfield, taken away with Peltier. Steal from the Gators. Not many guys downfield, and looks like there's going to be a throw-in for Dutchtown.
And that's a great look for Micah Cretini, their center mid for the Gators, trying to find the outside just to get a little spark in the offense. You can see right now on your screen, Dutchtown has, a 4-back system. So the only thing is here on turf, you want to spread out the defense and get them to where you can find those through balls. But Dutchtown right here, they're finding feet and they're finding that passageway to get through, and that was a great job by Leo Fuentes, Dutchtown defender, to kind of stop that 1-2 happening and that through ball.
Trying to get it downfield, put some pressure on the Dutchtown defense, and a steal goes right back to the Gators. That's number 30, Perez. And a steal, and Dutchtown goes right back on the offensive.
And I like how Dutchtown went back to their defense to try to make this offensive chance, and it was taken by the Gators. But here we go, right here, a little foul, just, hands up and hands into a Dutchtown Griffin. So that gives the Griffins a free kick, and they're going to switch the field very easily because Santa Ma is just kind of looking back, seeing that they go into the box. So the Griffins are going to have a throw-in right here, and that throw goes straight into Santa Ma defense, given back to the Gators, and then the Gators give it back to the Griffins.
And they'll set up. That's 33, Harrison Smith. And it goes out, and it looks like on the far side it's going to be a throw-in for the Gators.
And
one thing,
and one thing I love about boys soccer is the fact that both of these squads doesn't have somebody that's scoring more or, like in district play, this one's scoring 3, this one's scoring 4. You're not seeing any man mark tonight. You're just seeing people play the game of soccer, people defending people, within their position. So that's going to be a really fun matchup all night. And the Gators right here trying to find something, just to accommodate, maybe a shot offensively, to get them going throughout this whole game. And the Griffins kind of take this from that through ball by the Gators. And you see the Griffins are mainly on this switch to try to get the Gators defense off mark and, like going into the ball, because if a outside back goes to the ball, then that leaves a Griffin open.
So Irondi trying to get it downfield to Carrillo, and it tries to save it, cannot. So it should be a goal kick, I believe.
Correct. Goal kick for the Gators, which yet again another reason why I love boys soccer, which actually, let's correct that, is going to be a throw-in. We didn't see it from up here in the press box. It's going to be a throw-in from the opposite side of us. And like I said, boys soccer, I just love watching this. He threw it in, right at the 5-yard line, and it goes,
about
hits the
25 yards.
Yeah. Yep. If I can put a wig on any of the boys just to come throw in when I have a, throw in inside the 18, I would absolutely love it.
And now here comes Dutchtown, but a challenge, and they're able to keep it. And they're going to race to the corner. And a nice sliding defense there.
Yes, credit to that Dutchtown Griffin on that side for keeping it in, because you saw him. He was, just going through that line right there. And a throw in for the Gators. Great job by the Griffin defense to keep him on the line. But that does give that Gators the throw in.
And now a challenge on the Dutchtown side of the field. Most of the action's been on the Santa Maria side, but here we go with number 30, Brandon Perez, setting up for the Gators.
And that's what you can see on the screen. There's a whole lot of white jerseys and, and about 7 Gators. The Gators got to try to find something, maybe some passing to get the Griffins, out of position. But, Dutchtown's doing a great job with, tracking back on the, possession of the Gators. They got to find a switch, just like what the Griffins have been doing, this past 11 minutes into the half. So it's going to be a fun night. Like I said, it's still 0-0. It's a lot of game to be played, and something that the Gators might want to just see what's happening. But look, here we go, a through ball to try to get the Griffins off, out of play and defensive.
That was Jarro on the left, and here's a shot wide. So a goal kick. Had a substitution earlier. Jake Chaix coming in for Dutchtown, replacing Victor Carrillo. And this will be goal kick. And we hadn't mentioned the goalkeeper is Josh Barrow, number 54 for Dutchtown here tonight. Hadn't had much action on his side so far. And as you mentioned, we're about 11 and a half minutes in. No score, Dutchtown and Santa Maria. And, of course, this is a big game. As you see a steal, we'll wait just a second. Here's an opportunity. Shot high, and, look at that. And it's going to be a corner kick, but it looked like Barrow just barely saved it.
That is a great opportunity for the Gators. And then Aldo.
May have been going in.
Yes, number 5, Aldo Padron for the Gators just came in, and that was just amazing, opportunity for the Gators. He was kind of just looking to do whatever, but give credit to, to the Griffin goalkeeper for doing that. That was a rocket shot, but, off of this corner, the Gators tried to find somebody, but Griffins were there to get it through, and now it's a Gator throw-in just from that. Within 10 seconds, the Gators were here, the Gators were there, and that's something that I've always loved about soccer, is just so fast-paced.
And that was so close, and just got enough on it, and then it caromed off of the football crossbar. So a big save by Josh Barrow keeps this game scoreless. About 13 minutes in now, and here's another opportunity, and Barrow comes and tries to deflect it, and then there's 3 Dutchtown defenders in goal to clear that.
And Kaleb Wilkins for the Gators, great possession of the ball to try to get it back in. And then we're going to see the Gators try something, and that was a great job by number 6, Carson Gautreau for the Griffins, just to get a body on it, pressure, and make it just a throw-in right here because the Gators were pressing.
So the pressure now coming on the Sanoma offense, and a diving stop and a corner coming again for Sanoma. So now all of a sudden the pressure is on the shoulders of the
and
Dutchtown
then right
defense.
here you see number 7, Kaleb Wilkins, just trying anything, a shot. I mean, great opportunity for Kaleb Wilkins. He dribbled, found it, and kind of tried to hit it in that upper 90, but Barrow was right there to get that. And then the corner right to a Griffin, and then Sanoma is trying to get any little piece. And the Dutchtown Griffins just kind of kick it out, try to, set back up and play defense again.
So that save, or that block was by Obi Irondi, number 19, but the pressure right back on the Griffins, and there's another shot high. So this will be a goal kick. This is a big game for Sanoma. It's a big game for both teams, obviously, because of district standings and power rankings and everything, but last time we saw Sanoma, they had the 2-0 victory against East Ascension, but earlier this week they lost in district to Sanoma, and so they need to get back on track there. They lost 5-1, so they have a loss in district. Dutchtown does not, so this game may be much more important to Sanoma because you also think about it, Sanoma is 1 spot ahead of Dutchtown in the power rankings, so a loss there, you're probably going to flip-flop that spot as well, and the power rankings might be even more important than the district standings when you come to it. As we see the standings right there on your graphic, Dutchtown and Denham are the top 2 teams, but Sanoma 1 behind, and then the other 3 kind of just
right now.
They're just there, I guess.
And like the next 2 weeks is going to decipher that, for all of district. I mean, I already know Coach Adrian and his staff and the Amant Gators, they are coming back off of a devastating loss to Denham, this week, 5-1. But like I said, that we, showed at the beginning of this of the show was, Sanoma lost to Denham in the playoffs last year, second round. So now they have to play them in district, and then Denham gave them that loss at, the beginning of this week. And so now Sanoma is coming for revenge at that loss. So you'll be seeing a lot of fire in Sanoma just to, still be in the top 10, because a loss, against Denham at the beginning of the week and a loss to Dutchtown is going to take them out, of the top 10. So Sanoma is going on all cylinders, but do have to give credit, to Dutchtown. They're going to bring a game, and then Sanoma is just trying everything. It was a great opportunity for them going down this sideline, and Jarrow trying to finish it off for them, but it is going to give them a throw-in. And yet again, here's the reason why I love boys soccer. You're going to see Kaleb Wilkins for Sanoma throw it inside this box right here. And Dutchtown defense just clears it. Kaleb was trying to find a Gator, but no one is open. And then Jarrow right here, number 37, is trying to find any little thing for an offensive chance. But he tries across, and, Barrow sees it out, and that gives the Griffin a goal kick.
So you see Barrow right there basically just shielding the ball from the defender to let it go out and get the goal kick. And that was kind of the strategy right there. So as you mentioned, this is important for the district, but then again, the power rankings, as you said, it's going to drop Sanoma with a loss. As far as district goes, you have the Denham Springs victory against Sanoma. Denham Springs and Dutchtown have not played. They're going to play next week, I believe, and that's going to be a big one. But if you could have that scenario I was talking about last Saturday, as more pressure and a whistle,
That's going to be given to the Griffins just because number 15, Nelson Fuentes for the Gators right here on this replay, he just kind of shoved him from the back trying to get into the ball. Like I said, every little thing is going to, be called just because emotions are high. So that is going to be Barrow going into that free kick, found in a Griffin, and then Santa Maria has to try to defend whatever kind of chance that they have, and that's going to give the Gators a throw-in, with not really numbers up for the Gators, so hopefully they can try to find some kind of way. And here we go, number 30 for the Gators, Brandon Perez is trying a little something, and we'll see with this.
Lacrosse goes wide, and Jarrow has it stolen, and now Dutchtown will go on the offensive. Haven't seen a lot of that, and we have a whistle, and the ball goes out.
So that's going to be throw-in for the Gators right here, right about the 30-yard line, which for the boys, they decided to do a little, I guess you would say, close play.
Yeah.
To try to not, get it taken away in the defensive frame. And they're trying to find somebody in the middle, but it's just nothing. And the Gators are going to get called on this one just for play to try to get into the ball.
Right. Josh Thibodeaux on defense trying to clear it and was tripped. And so we have a whistle, and we're going to get a kick from Barrow right here. So to kind of go over what the impact is on district here one final time, if Santa Maria can win, that would give Dutchtown their first loss in district. And Denham Springs will be in first place, but Denham still has to play Dutchtown, and you could wind up with that potential three-way tie like you had in football in District 5, 5A, with Dutchtown, Denham Springs, and East Ascension. Now, if Dutchtown wins, then pretty much Santa Maria is going to drop to third in district, and then it's kind of a winner-take-all between Denham and Dutchtown as a shot goes high, and it's going to be a goal kick. So this game has lots of impacts on both sides. A loss doesn't eliminate Dutchtown, though, from the district discussion, although it's going to hurt them in the power rankings. Although it's not that bad when 6 is playing 7, it's not like a catastrophic thing, I guess you could say.
Yep. It's just going to be, as you can tell, like throughout the season, you go off the wins, not necessarily losses, but, when you lose to a really, really good team, it's not going to hurt you. It's just maybe 2-3 spots. But, I mean, for both Santa Maria and Dutchtown and the boys, side, it's something that is going to either defer you from hosting the first round of playoffs or winning district.
Yeah.
And that's something that I know both coaches know what the light is and what's at stake tonight and things like that. So, I know for a fact, with that loss to Denham Springs, Santa Maria is just trying to fight back into, people talking about them. Everybody in the soccer world saw that they lost to Denham 5-1. So Santa Maria wants to make a statement tonight, and Dutchtown is here tonight to make sure that they're trying to destroy that for Santa Maria and remain on the top of the district standing.
We had a substitution at the whistle as Perez came out. They're looking at him, may have got hit in the mouth, and he was replaced by Maddox Parker, number 22, as it goes out.
And we're going to see on this substitution for Santa Maria, they're going to be offensively. They have nothing to lose, and it's 18 minutes left, so they're trying to score whatever they can do, whatever they can get. But we just got to watch for Dutchtown with them having a offensive mindset that they're going to be down 1 in defense, and that's what we're seeing right here. Dutchtown is just easily depicting out our defense, but Kaleb Wilkins comes up big for the Gators right here, that left outside back, and the Gators are just trying to clear it, give them a little, I guess you would say, mindset of let's set back up and find who we got to defend. And Bryce Weathers for the Gators clears it out finally over the 50-yard line.
Right, that was really good by Wilkins. Jake Chaix, who has it right now. He had maybe an opportunity, a shot on goal, but it was taken away at the last moment. And now they're trying to get it to him, but it goes out of bounds as the pass from Peltier to Chaix goes out, and now going to have a throw in. That's Jarrow for the Gators. And nobody home, and they're going to perhaps get it over to the goal, and so Barrow will take care of it from there. Ooh, a little pressure from
and
Sanama.
That's great by the Gators just to apply that pressure, because you have no idea what,
Right.
you know, if the goalkeeper is going to mess up or anything else. Applying that pressure might get him to kick it out of bounds. But the Griffins handled it, and the Griffins are on the attack right now, and they're trying to find just the littlest seam to get through the Gator defense, but the Gators take it away, and they are trying to get up the field as fast as possible.
The Gator goes down, play goes on, play resumes, no whistle.
And Barrow is just going to kind of dribble, make the Gators come to him to kind of, I don't want to say waste time, but kind of, get some time off of the clock. I know both teams are kind of satisfied with 0-0 because nothing is really happening, but I know both coaches want at least one, because once one comes, the second one's going to come, and then the third. So
Right.
I know it's just up in the air. But that little play right there gave it to the Griffins, and they're just going to be trying to find any little thing with this Griffin going against
Medina.
4 Gators. Medina, he's going to
gets
try
through,
anything.
and he falls.
And now we got 6v3 right now from the Griffins to the Gators. And that bounced off a Griffin, but a Griffin is there, and he is called offsides.
Yes.
Just because he was behind the Gator defense before that ball was played off of a Gator. And so that gives the Gator a free kick right out, kind of right in between the 18-yard box. And this is going to be Leo Fuentes for the Gators kicking this ball.
So we are about 25 minutes in, still no score. Dutchtown and Sanama. Lots of action, no goals. Hasn't disappointed yet. And the throw in from the Gators. And there's Irondi. Goes the long pass, and Chaix can't quite get it. It'll be a throw in for Sanama.
As the weather is changing, it's a great crowd here
Right.
tonight, just because they know what's at stake, and they know what both programs have. Even though Sanama lost to Denham this week, Dutchtown is kind of on fire. So the Griffin. The Griffin, I guess you would say, parents and fans and everything else is looking for, hey, the Gators are crumbling. Let's get them here. But, Sanama has done a great job for, what the Dutchtown Griffins has brought tonight. And look, here we go, a Gator throw in right here inside the box. But, man, Braxton Trabo, if he could have just brought it down and helped out the Gators right here. But, yet again, here's your favorite thing, Jeff. Here's this coming from offense,
Right.
coming, from defense to offense, that counterattack. That's what gets teams just so unraveled. And one thing I love about the boys' side is how fast it goes from offense to defense.
Well, I know you kind of like that transition, that counterattack, because that's kind of what happened in the girls' game on Monday night, as you had a shot on goal that was saved on the East Ascension side, and then came right back about 15 seconds later with a goal from Bridgewater. So
yes,
that could be
I
effective.
couldn't have drawn that up better. Props to my goalkeeper, Addison Champagne, a sophomore, comes up from a brilliant, shot from Leah, East Ascension's forward, and then all of a sudden it hits my defender, goes to midfielder, goes to a wing, then goes to Nia Bridgewater. As a coach, I couldn't have drawn that up better. That's the girls playing CA Sanama, and, props to Nia Bridgewater for getting her 100th goal, against the East Ascension. And then now I'm here on Friday night, talking about the boys' game and just looking at these two programs and what they have established, the names. Sanama and Dutchtown is a figure that the whole state knows with soccer, and it's so crazy to me growing up playing this sport that I've only known that everybody knows, the baseball and football program, and then all of a sudden they now know soccer. So, it's such a great community to be a part of, just because of what you're seeing here tonight in this game. It's 0-0 with 12 minutes left,
right.
And this is, number 6 and 7 in the state. This is what high school sports is all about. And, the Griffins are showing such tenacity for what they've overcome throughout this season, losing a teammate and things like that. And then people don't think about it, but like us being Santa Maria Dutchtown, half of our Santa Maria boys knew Zod and, played against them their whole life. So it's more than a game for all these players out here. And I know both coaches are feeling that. And so what you're seeing here tonight is just two teams just battling it out. And, for high school soccer, they can end in district in a tie. And I know both teams are going to feel like they win tonight if they, come in a tie. But I know they both want that W just to say I'm first in district or second, or anything else. But, I mean, both right now, I would have to say this game, with almost 11 minutes left, goes to both teams. No team is possessing over the more, or anything else. Both teams are kind of equal with their shots, with Santa Maria being a little bit more offensive, especially with this play right here with Trabo coming off, of that outside back. Number 3 for Dutchtown.
Yes, that's Matherne.
Excuse
me, Thibodeaux.
Thibodeaux made a great play on Trabo, and Trabo is such a physical player for Santa Maria that Thibodeaux just kind of, got to him, got to the ball, and made it out of bounds just because you don't know what, Trabo is going to do with the ball. But Kaleb Wilkins is going to do this throw-in for the Gators, and like I said, it's my favorite part of boys soccer. He's going to put it inside the box.
And it's cleared by Shanahan, number 7, for Dutchtown.
And I'm pretty sure Santa Maria has a play for throw-ins. So you saw kind of more of a line drive to try to maybe get it off and give us, give Santa Maria that corner. But, I mean, look, we'll see right here. Santa Maria's going to do a trick play right off the back of another player just to get it into the box. And, look, here we go.
Yeah, the ball's still
Santa Maria's trying to call for a handball inside the box.
Close,
but,
yes.
I mean, the ref is right there. So, Santa Maria's not going to get that call. But, a little crucial for Dutchtown. But a great job to get it out of the box, and then nothing seen. But that's a great try by Cretini right there for the Gators.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing you noticed. That was Peltier. It was close to a handball. Didn't get the call, and so we're going to have another throw-in, I believe. Or is that a corner?
Nope, that's a throw-in, and look, you're going to see Kaleb Wilkins. Look, the last 3 throw-ins right here, Kaleb kind of threw it as a line drive, but I just heard Coach Adrian, I think this is going to be floating in for a Gator just to get a piece of it. And there it is. Like that went all the way to the PK, and you see the Gators and Griffins trying to get it out or trying to get it into the goal, and the Gators going to kind of play a ball, back to the defense all the way to Taylor Wall just to get something new, spread the field out. And that was a great throw by Kaleb. And Dutchtown was right there on Leo Fuentes. And I have to give credit to Dutchtown to going all the way back to Santa Maria's defense. Even though we have a Dutchtown down, probably kind of hit him in his chest because he was just trying to get a piece of it. And I think that's number 24, Jake Chaix.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
And it was off of him, and he's just kind of
But, like, honestly, as a coach, I would be so excited for Jake.
Yeah.
He's on a knee right now because he went and pressured that back line of Santa Maria. And, look, if he wouldn't have done that, that probably would have went 30, 40 yards. But now Santa Maria has a throw-in almost by the corner. So, great job by Jake for the Griffins just to apply pressure and make the Gators go, almost 90 yards to goal. So, great job by the forward for the Griffins right there.
So, Victor Carrillo, Chaix replaced Carrillo earlier in the game, and now they'll come back and go back to the original starter. And a long throw in, about 25 yards again. And you see Brizzard and Peltier on that right side. Now to Shanahan. Try to center. And here's an opportunity close to the box. Now going right, now up for grabs, and Wall gets there.
I love it only because being a teacher at Santa Mo High, I see Taylor Wall all the time, and I always ask him about his highlighter suit that he has on, you know, and I just tell him all the time, like, dude, I can always tell where you're at in the box. And he's like, Coach Joe, that's why I have that highlighter, you know, suit on. But I mean, he does a phenomenal job of getting in front of that Griffin forward and getting the ball before either a piece of body gets, you know, on it to get past Taylor. But I mean, just from that, Taylor doing that kind of pumps up the Gators. And look, we're already offensive for the Gators, so hopefully the Griffins can kind of get through it and get the ball. But actually, you know, the Griffin goalkeeper, Barrow, gets to it, and now he's going to have, you know, a punt here, which I love it. He places it down to kind of, you know, get rid of it, and that's something that great goalkeepers do. Instead of punting it, they put it to the ground to where maybe they can simply waste time. But, I mean, little call like that on Micah Cretini for Santa Mo, a little foul push in the back, but honestly, it's just how the game's going.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Soccer, you're not supposed to put your hands on someone else and extend your arms. So little things like that. It is, you know, 5 minutes left. Both teams are feeling it right now because both team wants a goal.
So here we are in a corner again, and it goes out.
And it will be a corner for the Gators right here just because two Griffins went over. A great defensive mindset for the Griffins right here to not let that ball cross in to the box, but then it gives the Gators a corner.
So Padron's going to handle this again, and they get it and gets through. As I believe that was for Cretini, and he missed out, but I don't know if he was faking to get to the second man or not. It's because I've seen that before.
Yep. And something I always laugh with soccer is, you know, the kids make up the play as they go on the field. So I never want to ask, were you supposed to do that? Because they're like, oh, yeah. Like, that was my trick play. But then when I see it, you know, broadcast online, and then I look back, I'm like, that was not a trick play.
Yeah, they want to
like, you
good.
did not sell that.
Yeah. And so now here's Shanahan for the Griffins. They're going to try to go left.
And the Griffins just did a great job with switching the ball and kind of getting the Gators, I guess you would say, out of commotion and, you know, just not knowing who to guard or who to defend. But then the Gators steal it away, and we'll see probably some chances at through balls, you know, within this last 4 minutes, which we really haven't had that much stoppage time. So, you know, what you're seeing on the screen with 4 minutes and, you know, 9 seconds left, the center AR is going to have the official time. But as of right now, I don't think any time will be added on. If so, it might be a minute.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit.
Not much. I think we had 2 stoppage times because of an injury, but, I mean, nothing else. But Santa Mo gets this free kick right outside the, I guess you would say, 22-yard?
Yeah, it's about 35 from the goal.
Yep.
From that spot.
Yep, and then 22 on the field. I see Santa Mo right here doing one of their trick plays. They're going to try to find somebody running into the box and then either getting a head or a body on this. But then, again, as I'm looking, number 29 for Santa Mo.
That's a Lawless. And he fakes
Lawless.
It. And this is Padron into the box. Nobody home. And
then here's your counterattack, Jeff.
Yep,
and then great job by the Gators
Good job by
to
Santa
stop
Mo.
that.
We have collision and Gator down. What are we going to call here?
I'm pretty sure this is just an aggressive play. I mean, as we're seeing this replay, they both go for the ball. But, I mean, number 25 for Dutchtown, Francisco, just went for the ball, didn't really know that Gator was around.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that little time that I was saying, maybe a minute, might be another minute now, just because that center ref did pause his watch just to come check on that Gator.
That was Daniel Chambliss. and he's going to step out, and Adrian Garcia is checked in number 2. So we are about to get to the point where they're going to stop the clock on your screen at 2 minutes as it goes in the box and up for grabs, and looks like it's going to be cleared by the Griffins as they're about to stop the clock, and they'll keep it on the field as Jolie mentioned earlier. So the final 2 minutes plus stoppage time, which we'll know at the whistle. At the long whistle, that's going to be the end of the first half. Right now, still no score. It's been fun, though.
Always.
Yes.
Always. And then Monday, somebody actually lost their shin guard for Dutchtown as they're trying to go through, and then Sandomal's right there to clear it.
Right.
And then we'll see a little counter right here with Leo Fuentes coming outside, the defensive back, trying to make that outside run, but Sandomal doesn't see it. And then look, Sandomal is trying to get numbers up. They went from a 4-back to now a 3-back just to do this last 2 minutes of getting a goal here.
So still under some pressure here, and a nice job by Garcia trying to get it free from Peltier, and it's going to be knocked out and a throw-in.
Yeah, and that's number 10, Zachary, for Dutchtown, just trying to, possess the ball, get the ball, but, Gyro just right on his back, pressure. And I always tell my girl this, just pressure the ball and you never know what's going to happen.
And so we're going to have Wilkins with another throw in, and it's going to go
Beautiful
into the box
ball.
and looking for the header, and it's wide of the post.
That is something that Trabo is going to want back just because of the fact that this Wilkins throw-in that you're seeing right here, Gyro turns his back and it hits the, top of his back on this one. If he could have just got a header on it, I know he could have redirected it into the goal.
So that was probably the most tense moment of this entire first half, as that was most likely the closest that we've seen to a goal here in this first half. Still no score, though, and a kick from midfield from Barrow.
A miss hit by the Gators.
Cleared. And Barrow's still around the 30-yard line.
So that's something the Gators need to see to kind of just get it up and try to chip or do something. But, Barrow is already back towards the 18, so the Gators don't have to worry about doing that. But, look, that is what Sandomal is trying to see, just a little quick counter with their 2 forwards at the top. But, Dutchtown is here to play, so you're going to see them defensively just stop those counters and then try to switch with Gyro and their wing, number 18, Michael.
Yeah, Brizzard did a good job, but still trying to get there, and now fight for it, and Dutchtown maintains possession with Brizzard. We're getting close to the end of the first half. Shanahan gets it centered. Now you have Harrison Smith going left to Irondi. And now Irondi loses it. And still Dutchtown possession, still putting some pressure. Peltier right.
And it's just easy, like soccer. You saw Sandomal almost half of this first half on offense, and then now Dutchtown is just seeing something or doing something. Yeah. We're going to see a lot of offense, from Dutchtown, and I don't know if it's, Sandomal just playing a little bit more lenient, defensively, but, Dutchtown, like I said, they have nothing to lose tonight, so they're going all out.
So we are close to the end of this half, as we mentioned earlier. Quick throw in. The opening minutes of the game and the final minutes of the first half have been very aggressive for the Griffins. In between, Sandomal has put a lot of pressure on the Dutchtown side, but has not come up with a goal. Closest goal we had was a header by Trabo that just went wide.
Yeah, and I do have to give credit for Dutchtown that one time that almost, Taylor Wall had to come and get it. They were really close. But, honestly, watching this first half, this is such a compliment, on the game of soccer that, you can have 2 great teams, great defense on the
Dutchtown side, great offense on the Sanoma side, as you can see, both of their records. And it's tied 0-0.
And we're going to the half, so that'll do it. No score, Dutchtown, Sanoma here at the pit. We'll take a break, and then we'll talk about the first half and talk about boys and girls soccer. We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for almost 30 years. We do all the prep work so people can have home-cooked meals without spending all day in the kitchen. Everything is done ourselves. With 3 locations in Louisiana and a 4th in Texas, we needed all of them connected to the same system for point of sale and telephone. Rev Business set us up, and it's been a game changer. They have everything as national companies, but with real local service. Rev Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network, where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character, and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
For your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Welcome back. Boys soccer, Dutchtown versus Sanoma. No score. Jeff Porsche, Jolie Hartman with you. And it was a fun first half. Pretty scoreless, though. Or all scoreless, I guess you could say. But not, it wasn't void of opportunities. It was a good, fun first half between 2 really good teams. Saw some really good soccer. And we're going to see some more in the second half. And, of course, we're talking about this being a good game here, and this is what you kind of expect when you look at the teams in the power rankings. As we said, this is 6 versus 7. Santa Maria dropped a spot this week because they lost the game to Denham Springs, but you see St. Paul's took their spot, and St. Paul's beat Santa Maria earlier this season, and actually 5 is kind of low for St. Paul's, but we don't need to talk about that part. Catholic High, number 1 in the state. That was the team that defeated Dutchtown in the state finals last year. But Denham Springs, they defeated Santa Maria earlier this week, but they're still at 9 in the power rankings. They lost last week to Jesuit. That kind of hurt them a little bit. But when you get 3 of the top 9, you're talking about good soccer all around in this district.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're looking right here. I hate to say it. I mean, Santa Maria 6, Dutchtown 7, and Denham Springs 9, out of the 6 in this district with Walker, Live Oak, and East Ascension at 31, 32, 35. I mean, that's just a precedence of this district. Yeah. I mean, you have 3 teams in your district in top 10. Every week is, balls to the wall. We gotta, we gotta play, and commenting on what you're talking about, Denham, playing St. Paul's and Santa Maria playing St. Paul's. I mean, your power ranking goes to your, strength of schedule, and how things happen. Even though you might lose, 2-1 or 2-0 or 4-1, 3-1, that shows, people around the soccer community, Santa Maria, against St. Paul's, it wasn't a great game, but, the Gators did score one. So that shows, their offense and things that other teams have to do to them. So as we're looking, just at the power rankings right now, as you said, Catholic and Dutchtown last year, in the finals, St. Paul's, Santa Maria, Dutchtown, it's so funny that every single year it's the same teams, as the top 10 and things like that. And that's just a testament of what the program is building, being at Santa Maria and being around the boys, soccer program. Coach Adrian and his staff, Joe Cretini and Tyler Bonin does a great job with ding their program. And I already know, Coach Dyer and his staff, doing that, he's only, been at Dutchtown for 5 years. And in that 5 years, has made the finals, have made the semifinals, have made quarterfinals for 2. I mean, that's 4 years. So his first year, maybe it was a transition year, trying to get the team to understand him, learn him, things like that. But as you look at both of these teams' roster, they're young. Yeah. And there's something to be reckoned with. Santa Maria, they only have 2 seniors. And then playing almost 7 juniors tonight. I mean, that's a testament of what this program has to offer, for soccer players at Santa Maria High, that they have their trust and instinct, in their juniors to come up big, in this varsity game tonight. And that's the same as Dutchtown. Dutchtown has always been known to play sophomores, play juniors, play, freshmen, if they're at that level. And that's something, just to show about soccer around this community. We have programs at, Ascension Flight and then Baton Rouge Soccer Club. But I also know some of these kids from around here goes and drives all the way to Mandeville, get to just to play club. And that's just a testament of how much this sport is growing in Ascension Parish.
So Santa Maria, you talked about them and what's been going on with them a lot. And in terms of their district schedule, they're 1-1 in district play, as we mentioned. Let's look at their district schedule and what's happened so far for Santa Maria. Of course, last Saturday we had the game against East Ascension that you saw on Rev on our game of the weekend. That final was 2-0, and then we talked about this a lot, Denham, with the 5-1 victory over Santa Maria. This is kind of the swing game for Santa Maria. If they can win here tonight, they got Walker and Live Oak, which are 2 winnable games. They can win here tonight. They can rebound and get to 4-1 in district, and that would be a a big thing for them to take care of.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to give credit to EA Boys for coming out, to Santa Ma. We were here and, we commentated this, and it took Santa Ma all the way to 2 minutes into the first half to find the first goal. And then the second goal came second half with 5 minutes left.
Maybe even less than that.
I've always told my teams it didn't matter if this team was 32, 37 or whatever. In district play, it's whoever shows up, and that's something that's a testament to each program and each district. I'm not from Livingston Parish, I'm from Ascension Parish, but they kind of have the same people there, same pride, same program, same pride, and tradition. So it's always going to be a battle with AP and LP, going into the district. And, just little things about both teams' schedules and how they both kind of, I guess you would say, add up. I kind of look at how both of them went through their schedules, Dutchtown, not just district, just how they played out from October to now. Dutchtown, they beat Live Oak last week on the 6th. 5-1. That shows as a opposing coach, hey, their offense is really, really great. That doesn't give away from Live Oak's defense, but it just shows, the opposing coach, hey, they went out there, they scored goals, they made things happen. And then, this past week, as you can see on the 10th, Dutchtown, went to Walker and, beat them 3-0. And that just shows, the next two teams, hey, look, Dutchtown scored 5, then scored 3. They are on a, roll machine of finding the back of the net.
Yeah, and you have the 2 wins. They started out with the easy portion of their district schedule. A win here tonight against Santa Ma, and that kind of sets up that game on the 20th with Denham Springs. If Dutchtown can win here tonight, most likely, East Ascension can beat Dutchtown if they can play their best game.
Yep.
But a win tonight kind of sets up a winner-take-all 4-0 versus 4-0 against Denham Springs in that final game of the season. Now, if Santa Ma wins, then you could be setting up that kind of 3-way tie potentially as well. But a win by Santa Ma would put Denham Springs in the driver's seat for the district title. As we're ready to start the second half, and it'll be Gator possession to start the second half. And, of course, they switch sides as well.
Yes, absolutely. And, just continuing on with this fantastic district for the boys, you kind of look at it and you see 3 teams from Ascension Parish and 3 teams from Livingston Parish, and, how they all play each other. Half of them go to playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's just a testament of this district and what they, how the coaches schedule it and how they play out throughout the season. And that's something that on both boys and girls side is just a true testament of not just how the strength of the district is, just how all of the programs throughout the weeks just compete and play the game.
So Dutchtown 2-0, and we talked about they kind of played the lowest teams in the district so far. They played 2.5 games in district, and they haven't given up a goal yet. Now they came very close to giving one up at the end of the first half, but their defense has played very well all season, and of course their goalie Barrow has done a great job as well. Now, of course, you had the shutout for Santa Ma on Saturday, but they did give up 5 against Denham Springs. But they've played outstanding defense all season with Wall and their defenders as well. As you see Josh Barrow going wide, almost to the sideline to about the 10-yard line. And that makes me anxious.
Yeah. I'm kind of just sitting here in the press box thinking,
why didn't you find the center? But he's seeing something we don't see. So he might have saw that all of his Griffins were taken care of by a Gator or anything else. But, I mean, honestly, I don't, yell at him for that. Like, get it out. Like, I mean, a Gator's not around you. Kick it out. If you have to, let us all set up. But, I mean, Kaleb Wilkins right here, from that Barrow, kick, he's going to have a throw-in right here, and we're going to see it go into the box and then hopefully to a Gator. But the Griffins are there, and this is now the fourth throw-in for the Gators that the Gators could not capitalize on. So hopefully they can figure that out, in this second half.
Sometimes you see kind of the throws are usually long, but when I noticed Wilkins on the last couple of throw-ins, he's come in really hot into the box with the throws, almost like a pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something just to do a testament for Dutchtown. I mean, with their 2 district games, they have not allowed a goal in district. So Sandoval is trying to capitalize on making Dutchtown have, the only goal in district come from from a Sandoval Gator. And, kudos to Dutchtown, in their last 2 games, in district, not allowing it. And then this replay right here from 29, Abram just trying to cross it in, but then, the wind is kind of kicking in here at the pit, as you can see in the corner flag on this corner. He was trying to have a shot on goal and just went outside of the goal.
And so they go with the pass, and then Padron's going to bring it in, and it's just high and unsuccessful. But another opportunity averted by the Griffins. That's about the 6th, I believe, corner kick that Padron has handled. And so far nothing out of it, but it's been tense. Santa Ma's had plenty of opportunities. They've put a lot of pressure on this Dutchtown defense here tonight. And you talk about the wind and the weather, and it's, in case you didn't know or you're watching from somewhere else, it's cold out here. It's supposed to get to near freezing tonight. Of course, it's going to be in the 40s. It's not going to quite reach that here during game time. As here's an opportunity, left side, and he's still in the box, and a shot blocked by Wall. He's trying to keep away from the corner, and it
just went out of bounds for Taylor on that second attempt, man. And look, that is number 25, Francisco Medina.
Yes.
I mean, that was beautiful, but that is a great, try for goalkeeper Taylor Wall just to try to keep it out from getting them a corner, but he was just unlucky on that, and it rolled past that line on the outside. And here's a corner for the Griffins. And it goes to outside and wide, and that gives the Gators a goal kick, which, Dutchtown's going to kind of want that back just because of Medina. That was a great one-on-one opportunity, but Taylor Wall just came outside. And I tell him all the time, man, that you got that last name for a reason. And that's why you're a goalkeeper. You are a Wall. He came out, and he made himself presence, to Medina, and made, a quick save to his right to make it go into a corner kick. And Santa Ma here trying something offensively with this counter, trying to get numbers up. And, man, their passes right here in the second half kind of needs to get cleaner. And then here's Micah Cretini trying to get it to Gyro, but we are just not finding feet right now. We're trying to find space for the Gators, and that's a great job for the Griffins to kind of step into space and clear that opportunity for the Gators.
So the clock reads 34-19, so we're about 5.5 minutes into the second half. Still no score between Dutchtown and the Gators. And that last corner kick, I did notice last year, I believe it was the St. Paul's game, where Dutchtown scored a goal trying to bend it into that back post. And that may have been what he was trying to do right there. He was just a little wide.
I know. I think so, too, because you saw it just went right behind the goal. So he was trying to do a goal by himself. That's what my girls like to say. Instead of saying, get it there. But, I mean, Trabo right there for the Gators. Try to get past the Griffin defender.
but he was too slow to get to the ball before it crossed out of bounds. So that is going to be a Griffin goal kick for Barrow.
So not quite as much action, I believe, as we saw earlier, but both teams still trying to feel each other out. And, of course, a tie doesn't hurt anybody, as you mentioned earlier. That's really not any damage done. But they tied last year. At some point, one of these teams wants to win.
Absolutely. And look, the Griffins are going to get a free kick right here just because the Gators kind of were, hate to say it, chomping at their feet.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Oh,
but,
yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I'm trying. They were swinging at the feet just to try to get the ball just because it was right at our field. But, I mean, the Griffins right here has a great opportunity right around Gators defense. And so let's see what they do with either a short pass, from the corner, and then off of a Gator defender, Abram Lawless, right here. And let's see what the Griffins have. They try a long throw in, and then Abram kicks it back to the middle. And Sandoval is just trying to get it out, and a great job by the Gator defense. I guess you would say, bad pass by Griffin defense, and then is knocked out of bounds, and that's going to be a Gator throw-in. All of this is happening in 50 yards very quickly.
So you had the opportunity earlier from Medina that was saved by Wall, and that's been basically what we've had so far here in the second half as we're now 8 minutes in.
Great cross right there by the Gator defensive back. And then you have Sandoval just trying anything right here since it is an offensive possession for them. And it's in the corner, and we'll see what happens. And then we got some Gators there trying.
Blocked.
And then nothing. Look, you saw the ref, center ref in the green shake, putting his hands out, just trying to say, I think some Gators are trying to say handball, and he was right there to see it. So it's going to be a Gator throw-in right here for Kaleb Wilkins.
I believe that was Josh Thibodeaux, number 3, with the block.
Oh, well, that's going to be, a handball on the Gators, giving the Griffins a free kick. Maybe, I think that was Kaleb Cretini trying to turn it down line, and his hand got in the way.
And so Barrow will kick from the 20, and it's taken at midfield. Irondi trying to get it knocked out. That'll be Dutchtown possession. Irondi will throw it in.
And that was Lawless again for the Gator defense, just making sure Griffin does not have any kind of play on it. Right here, especially, any coach is wanting that ball to get out between the 40 and the 50, just because, honestly, the guys can throw it 20 yards, but if you can help to get your defense back, that would be a great job. But they're going to give this free kick to the Gators just because of the push off the play from the Griffins.
Right.
Actually, not free kick, sorry. It went out.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a throw-in. But actually, this Gator that just threw it in for right down there, that was number 9, Bryce Weathers. The ball never went in, so it goes to opposing team.
Right. I did notice that Medina was kind of frustrated as he thought that he had kept it in, but they made the right call there, and now Irondi will throw it in for the Griffins.
Yeah, so the Griffins are right here, right at the 20, for offensively, and this is the time that the Griffins want something to happen, but, number 6 just kind of lost the ball, Carson Gautreau for the Griffins, to get something started for them, because right here you've already played, almost, 18 minutes, into this half. Well, not even 11, into this half. So you're trying any little thing because you don't want to go to the last 10 minutes because people are gassed out by now. They're trying things, they're doing things. So normally in the second half, you're looking, right from the 10-minute mark to the 25-minute mark for a team to do something. And if it goes all the way to the last 10 minutes, then that was a really good game by both teams. And it extenuating things. And that was a great opportunity for a Gator defense, for Lawless right there, to hit it off Dutchtown and give the Gators an opportunity for a goal kick. So great job by the Gator defense right there.
Yes, that was Irondi on the right side. Just could not keep possession. A great job by the defenders. And so That's Fuentes.
Yep, that is Leo Fuentes.
So about 11 and a half minutes in. Last year, these two teams played to the 1-1 tie, and you have the whistle right there, and it'll be free kick.
And I'm just thinking, as a soccer person, I feel like that could have went either way.
Yeah.
Even though I'm in black and gold tonight, that was a great play by, a Griffin right there. But it goes to the Gator with Aldo having a free kick right here. And we're going to see this played inside the box. Hopefully a Gator can get a piece of something, or a Griffin can hit it out of the box. And it's still
a shot.
Oh,
and it's
man,
wide.
and it's wide. Man, the Gators are going to want that back. And if we can see this replay, we can see, it was hit by Maddox Parker off of Griffin. And then number 30 for Santa Ma, Brandon Perez just hits it, too far to the left. And, man, that was a great opportunity for the Gators and a great job by the Griffin defense to get it outside their box.
So we remain scoreless. And it's Dutchtown, Santa Ma boys soccer. And here comes some more pressure from the Gators. We'll wait and see if they clear it, and they do. As we mentioned, this is the boys' game. On Wednesday, we're going to have the girls' game, Dutchtown versus Santa Ma. That game will be played at Griffin Field. So join us on Wednesday for that game of the week, as Irondi has it. And trying to cross, and it's knocked away, and a good defensive play for the Gators.
And that was Leo Fuentes, a junior, for Santa Ma. And the ref was not there. Dutchtown is trying to call for a handball, but Maddox Parker is right there for the Santa Ma, trying to cross in, and we'll see what happens with this play. They are inside the box. We are dribbling, and Aldo tries a shot, but, man, that was Barrow right there for the Griffins. And as we see this replay, we have Nelson just going around for the Gators trying to find something. But that was all credit to Maddox Parker for the Gators running down that line and getting Dutchtown out of position. And here we go, a throw-in right here for Santa Ma is going to be right at the 40-yard line. And Santa Ma is making a substitution right here. They're going to put in a senior, Noah Faulkner, in the back line just to get out number 15, Nelson, from that shot. I'm pretty sure he right now is getting taken out for cramping, but I know Coach Adrian wants to talk to him about, keeping the ball and having people open. So, hopefully that Gator can come on quick, because he was a great offensive chance for the Gators.
So here comes an opportunity for Dutchtown, as they're going to try Irondi on the left side. Centers, and now on the left, gets it in the box. This is Medina trying to do something.
And Santa Ma clears it out right there just from a step from their defensive back, Leo Fuentes. And you can see Santa Ma is playing a 5-back right now because of Dutchtown, having no one else score in the last 2 district games and scoring 5, and 3. Santa Ma knows that. Santa Ma respects that. So they're going to drop more back in the defensive mindset and hopefully offense on a counterattack. Santa Ma is going to hope to score tonight.
Lawless is going to throw it in for the Gators as we remain scoreless. Setting up on the left side. In the diagonal into the box, headed away by Irondi.
And that was a great job by Dutchtown. I mean,
Right.
You don't know where that ball is going. Let me just, jump up, get it out the box. I mean, you had Santa Ma forward, Trabo right there. So you're just trying to get a piece of it, make sure he doesn't give a piece of it. And then, he played it back, went to Santa Ma defense. And now that's Aldo on a shot. And, man,
about 35 yards away.
And he just went too far right with that one. But from up here, that looked like it was going in because of Barrow trying to go out. And in this replay, he literally takes it from the 25 yards, and it just sails right over the crossbar and, too far to the right with Barrow, looking like it was really close. And that's something that I always tell my goalkeeper, don't make me stress about a goal kick, about a kick, to you. Like, if it's not close, don't jump. But, that's soccer. I'd rather them jump like that and make sure it's way, way out of bounds than going in.
And so it's lost by Cretini, and so throw in coming from Dutchtown. If we have an opportunity, we were talking about the games of the week. Can we look at the whole game of the week schedule as we talk about on Wednesday as we have a push from behind? And you see the schedule as it's Santa Maria Dutchtown on Wednesday. We'll talk about that with you as we go. Dutchtown EA girls soccer over at Spartan Stadium on Saturday next week, and then on the 27th on Friday, you have East Ascension at Santa Maria. That's girls basketball. That'll be played over at the Gold Dome.
Yeah, so many great things happen in sports in January. Everybody's all about that fall season. Yeah. And then I'm just always a sucker for the winter season, I call it, in January, because there's so many great things happening. Basketball, soccer, powerlifting, bowling starts, in January, and it's just so phenomenal in a high school setting with everything and all the high schools having all the same sports. And then we see, Santa Maria with a great defensive mindset, and then here comes Santa Maria with that counterattack with Micah Cretini kind of being the game changer in the middle. But, Barrow is just right there to intercept that pass from Micah Cretini to Maddox Parker, which was just standing there ready for that pass from Micah Cretini. And then Leo Fuentes comes up out of Santa Maria's defensive line to receive that ball. And he's trying to, he's been such a influential person for Santa Maria's defense that he's trying anything right now. And I think they are all listening to him because of, his play. And that ball just going out on number 30 from Santa Maria, Brandon Perez. He is somebody that Santa Maria is looking forward to play both offense and defense tonight.
So we're going to have a throw in from Obi Irondi. Almost halfway through this second half, remains scoreless. This time in the game last year, which ended in a 1-1 tie, this is about the time Dutchtown scored first, and then about a minute and a half later, Santa Maria came back with a goal. So this is oftentimes in this rivalry where things start to get interesting.
Absolutely. Everything is blood rush and blood pumping, and you're going to see Taylor Wall try anything right now just to help out his defense, because I can speak. I know just because of being a coach for so long and having friends that were goalkeepers, they kind of get tired of just waiting and sitting back there. So you're going to see some urgencies from both goalkeepers to be in the action. Hopefully one of these goalkeepers doesn't make a mistake, but Tyler Wall was right there for the Gators to kind of catch that and cradle it in, and you'll see him maybe, a few seconds with holding the ball to get everybody numbers up, because you'll see his kick is going to go to right about the 50-yard line with the bounce.
So we are at the halfway point in regular time, not counting stoppage time, of course. Medina on the left trying to find somebody. Brizzard. Good defense. And out a diagonal in the box. Headed away. That's Smith, and now goes right, and a shot way high. I think Carrillo wants that one back. And it'll be a goal kick and another sub coming in. So we're going to see Gyro coming in. We're going to see Funes coming in, and Garcia
for the Gators right here. And honestly, I see what Coach Adrian's doing is, right at 19 minutes, you want the fresh legs, because Dutchtown hasn't had any subs right now. Right. So maybe, those fresh legs can help you with getting up or, playing defense. But, honestly, you're in January of your season. Mm-hmm. You should be the well-conditioned team.
no matter what. So as of right now, hopefully those subs for Sandoval and Coach Adrian can help out. But, I mean, I see Dutchtown staying offensively just because of the rhythm, that they've been doing in these last 3 minutes. Kudos to Dutchtown. But hopefully we see Sandoval defensively come up with a stop and then counterattack the Griffins.
It goes out, and it'll be Dutchtown for a win. That's Carrillo. And now diagonal. There's a man home. That's Chaix, and he runs into wall. And he must have run into the wall because he hit the ground.
Yep. And here we go from that line. Leo Fuentes puts it up, but then Taylor Wall just comes and just kind of looks at that Dutchtown Griffin on the ground. Kudos to Taylor Wall because as a goalkeeper, being that, aggressive, they're just kind of sitting back half of the game, sometimes by themselves, but still being able to produce something like that. That kind of also sets the tone for games. And, Leo Fuentes is going to get called right here for pushing down this Griffin and receive what I call the Visa card of the night, the yellow card. Leo is going to have to find the bench, and so Coach Adrian is putting back in Brandon Perez to go into defense as Leo Fuentes. I mean, honestly, he was just trying to get to the ball. Bodies, collide. Kind of happens, but, I mean, possession does go to Dutchtown on that collision. And we'll see Dutchtown right here at probably the 26 mark on the football field, 30 yards from the goal. I see Dutchtown putting it into the box and hopefully, a Dutchtown body getting on it. But, with Sandoval having Taylor Wall, that's kind of really, hard for opposing teams to get into the box with him. But, I mean, Sandoval also just got scored 5 goals this week. So hopefully Sandoval defense has changed that from playing Denham Springs this past week.
So one of the assistants going over the offensive plan and a nice block.
And then, look, we're trying to see a counter right here from Sandoval, and no one else is up just because of that defensive mindset on that free kick. And Sandoval is still here at the 50-yard line applying pressure to the Griffins, and they're going to have a throw-in right there at the 30-yard mark. Well, more 40-yard mark on the field, and Sandoval is trying anything and everything just to keep it offensively because you do want to give, that time for defense to rest because it's been a back-and-forth game. And Sandoval's going to have a throw-in right here, but Leo Fuentes for Sandoval is coming back in. And number 37 for the Griffins, Preston Springer, is coming in for number 6, Carson Gautreau, that right wing for the Griffins, hopefully to give that, like how I was saying earlier, kind of fresh legs to run down that sideline.
So we have about 15 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Still no score. A couple of tense moments. You had the free kick from Irondi that was blocked, and you had preventing a golden opportunity in the box for the Griffins. And now feeling it out, and Sandoval on the aggressive right now.
And Micah Cretini just working for the Gators, literally going through 3 Griffins and still possessing the ball. That junior for the Gators has come up big in the second half with providing offensive chances. But the Griffins try to throw, trying to get a ball through, and that side AR is calling the Griffins off. That is a great job by the defense for the Gators to recognize that they had somebody off before the ball was kicked and just holding their line. Because I know for a fact, playing soccer my whole life, it is very hard to stand your ground for, a offensive possession.
So that was Jake Chaix who made the contact with the Sandoval defender, and it's a free kick. And now Dutchtown trying to clear it. Cannot. Trying to get it to Garcia, but Dutchtown is there. This is Brizzard going on the offensive. Gets to center now. Going wide to Chaix. And it's out, and is that a corner?
That is a corner. He trying to just, curve it, to give that throw in because Dutchtown hasn't shown, a massive throw in. So close for the Gators defense, but that does give the Gators a chance to get back and everybody kind of find out what they want to do. But this is a Griffin corner, which, most of their goals this season, if you've been following them, has been off of a set piece or a corner. So this is deadly for the Gators.
And there it is, and it hits
inside,
the
and it's going to hit the net. That is out of bounds.
Yes.
That's something that, every soccer player is just trying to put it back in play, not really thinking. And that's going to be costly for the Griffins as it's only 13 minutes left, and that's going to be one of the ones that they want back.
So Perez is checked back in for the Gators, and there's a kick. And a header by Shanahan gets it back on the Santa Ma side as Chaix tries to get it. And now Medina.
And great job by the two Gator defenders, Abram Lawless and Leo Fuentes, playing each other because nobody was open, and they're trying to find Braxton Trabo alone, but he turns it right into a Griffin. And great job by number 19 for the Griffins, Obani, for that.
And so the throw downfield, and Chaix doesn't get it. Medina trying to get it for the Griffins. Challenged and good defense.
And that's going to be a Gator throw in. That was a great job. Both Gator defenders were trying to get to the ball. One was called off, and it was played off of that Griffin number 25, Francisco Medina, foot.
So the throw in coming, and I guess we can bring up, in the event of a tie, what could happen here in district play. Of course, both these teams would end up with a tie on their record and on the district record. It would still potentially set up a winner-take-all game between Dutchtown and Denham Springs. A tie would hurt Santa Ma in terms of district play because they would not be able to catch, most likely, Denham Springs in the standings.
Correct. And look, we'll talk about this, but let's talk about this little foul. The ref was just signaling to one of the Gator players right here that he elbowed the player, brought his arm up, elbowed the player. So that is why the Griffins are going to have this free kick right here, right around the 45-yard line. But yeah, in both girls and boys district, you can in a tie, but then if anything happens to where both of Santa Ma and Dutchtown becomes first place, it goes to goal differentials and how many, with Santa Ma allowing Denham Springs with 5, that kind of puts them at the weaker point of winning district. But, I mean, look at Medina right here on this side. That's just a testament of showing, why Dutchtown has been so explosive in district right now and not allowing any goals because of Medina, at the top for the Griffins. But as of what I was saying, both boys and girls side, you can end in a tie. It goes to goal differentials and goals allowed. And so for Santa Ma right now, they're negative on that side effect for allowing Denham Springs to score 5 on them this past Tuesday. But I mean, if Santa Ma can just add 1 or anything else, that can help them with that aspect. And this far throw for Kaleb Wilkins to the Griffins,
all the way
to the
Josh
PK
Barrow.
And then to the barrel. Man, I swear, I tell Kaleb all the time, put a wig on, come help me out sometimes. Because my girls' soccer team, I do have to give. I have a few girls that can, but where they're at on the field and where I need them is 2 different things. So, we always laugh. And Kaleb is such a great supporter for my girls' team. So kudos to Kaleb because he came this Monday and this Thursday when we played Walker. So I do love that atmosphere that the boys give my girls. And I know the same thing for Dutchtown too. And here's a steal from the Gators, and this is right here. But there's too many Griffins inside the box for that Gator right there. And then, Dutchtown has numbers up with the ball, trying to possess it.
and they find their midfielder number 33, Harrison Smith, trying to find little pieces, and they do find this wing, and that was a beautiful set play. And here they come.
Cross, not there.
Griffins still have it. They're trying to find something. And here we go. Leo Fuentes is just trying to take control of this defense right now. But you have Sandoval, Levi, Randall Jr. in there, I'm pretty sure, controlling that. Maybe not Levi. Can't really see the numbers. That might have been Lawless right there coming across. Maybe 29. Excuse me, not number 27.
It was Shanahan with the shot. He missed way high, and it'll be goal kick. You see Fuentes down there. He'll probably take care of it. And we have an injury on the field. A Dutchtown player needs a little help getting up. Dutchtown players have to be exhausted, as you said. They're very aggressive, and they don't have a lot of substitutions in the game. I believe that's Peltier, number 10.
Yes, that is number 10. And I want to backtrack. That was neither one of the ones that I said because we cannot see. Yeah. That was actually Ethan Jarrow because the whole night he's been on our side, and now Coach Adrian's put him on the other side. So I'm going to have a talk with Coach Adrian. I'm going to say, have you boys play where you put them because I can't see.
Yeah, it's a little easier to see the boys. Their numbers are a little bit bigger. It was tough to see the girls' numbers on Monday night in the East Ascension Sandoval game, but now that we are kind of getting used to these teams and players, it's a little easier to catch, but that far side is just tough out here.
Yeah. And then something that I've always laughed at Coach Adrian at Sandoval, you can tell with Sandoval boys soccer what class they are, and that's a good opportunity. Oh, man, that was an amazing, amazing job by Dutchtown goalkeeper Barrow just coming out, man. Right. That is something that I know he's going to remember for the rest of his life, this opportunity that he gave for his team to stay in the game. But, I mean, we're seeing both Sandoval player, which I'm sure that's Brandon Perez. Yep. Yeah, and then Barrow on this play. Coming together. Brandon actually took it, I think, off of his chest, and then that's going to give a Dutchtown goal kick. But Barrow just came in and just was so big for the Griffins right there to make a Brandon kick off of him, then off of himself, and then, whatever.
And we're going to break right now while they tend to the injuries. And so we'll take this short break with no score. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank Hollis Orthodontics, Cotta Law Firm, Raising Cane's in Prairieville, Ross Downing GMC, SEC Heating and Air, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Advantage Therapy, Peak Performance Physical Therapy, for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program.
And we're back, and we're going to get a new goalie as
we'll get back to you just where we can see it. Yeah.
It's hard to see down there.
I think that's Brady Carroll, number 65.
Either that or Parker Kling.
Yeah, one of the two we can't really see because he's facing towards us, and the number is bigger on the back. So we're just looking at his front.
65. You were right. It's Carroll.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna tell my eye doctor I still got 20/20. But look, another Visa card was shown to Gator tonight. That is gonna be on the junior forward. Braxton Tribo, just a aggressive play right there on the sideline. He was trying to get the ball, and him and a Griffin just aggressive, and now a Griffin is on the field, which we're going to need the trainer for him. The Griffins are, signaling for a coach or a trainer to come and check on them.
And so let's keep it here for a moment, and we can talk about the games of the week coming up because I know you can – talk a lot about that, I'm sure, because our next game of the week will be Wednesday at Griffin Field. It'll be the girls' version of what we see tonight as Lady Griffins will take on the Lady Gators. And you see that it's coming up on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And that's a big one for you, for your team, because you've done well in district so far. You win the games you're supposed to win, and this is going to be the toughest match that you've had so far, at least in district play.
Yeah. I do want to give credit to East Ascension on Monday because, their record and everything else. I just absolutely love EA Santa Ma rivalry in any sport. It took us 60 minutes to get one goal in, and, kudos to Coach Jen and her staff for making up a plan for us. But, honestly, the Gators came out, on top of that, 80-minute game. It wasn't like last year what everybody thought that we would 7-0 them and things like that. That's just a testament of what EA has to offer this year. So even though it's me and Dutchtown, Santa Ma and Dutchtown next Wednesday, I'm going to be cheering on East Ascension, when they play next week against other Livingston Parish teams. Not because I beat them, but just because, Ascension Parish proud and things like that. So, I want EA to do great for the rest of the district and to finish out, being able to make playoffs and things like that. But, that's going to be a huge game Wednesday at Dutchtown, and it's not just because we're district rivals or anything else. It's just that's two teams that, yet again, same as the boys, the state knows. Dutchtown, Jarrett Moss, and them has done a phenomenal job with building their program and things like that. And, credit to Jarrett Moss for the last 2 years, but also, on this replay, Santa Ma had an opportunity, but bodies, on the ball. But, Dutchtown Griffin right there, this keeper that just came in that I mentioned.
Brady Carroll.
Brady Carroll already, coming up big for the Griffins. That's saying a lot about him coming off the bench, But on to the girls' side, things as, credit to Coach Amant too, prior to the 2 years building this program, showing Dutchtown's name for years and years, and, Jarrett Moss and his crew for continuing that success, throughout these years. And, Dutchtown is very high in the power rankings, and, Santa Ma right now is at 22. But, looking at schedules and everything else, I think it's going to be an even match. They have some offensive people. Santa Ma has offensive people. We have a defense. They have a defense. It's just going to be really fun, just like tonight. Everybody tonight was like, Dutchtown looks better on paper.
Yeah.
And then Santa Ma, has this. Right. And it's just it's whoever plays, whatever plan works. It's such an exciting thing. That's what I love about sports. One of my favorite things that I love to watch or love to research is the and this is funny, but ice hockey, the miracle. The USA, versus the Soviet Union. They wasn't supposed to win. It's what I love about athletics. It's what I love about sports, and something that I've always loved about anything that happens in Ascension Parish. It goes down to the wire.
Yep, as you see down there, one opportunity. They're trying to. We are now in stoppage time, and we probably have about 3 to 4 minutes of that.
Absolutely, because of the 2 injuries. And look, I want to give kudos to Coach Adrian right now because I'm looking because I can see his back. Number 54 for Santa Ma. It looks like 54. That's Cabrera, or 52. Probably not even on Coach Adrian's roster right now. But Colton Cabrera is a freshman, and the only reason why I know it is because I taught him last semester. So it's really cool as a teacher right now to see a freshman in this big game, trying to make a difference. So that speaks volumes about what's there at Santa Ma High right now. And this long throw in for the Gators, they're just trying to find somebody.
And Carroll gets it.
And that is an awesome job but oh man, he was too late. That side AR was right there showing them that it was out. So it's going to be a corner kick for the Gators with probably less, maybe 3 minutes left in this game. So I know Santa Ma is going to kind of take their time because they don't want any counter, and they want everybody to get in and be smart on this corner.
And there it is, high, and a header wide.
Off the post.
Oh, dear.
And that was that freshman, Colton Cabrera. I'm pretty sure that is why Coach Adrian put it, and this is what Coach Adrian did not want to happen.
Here's the counter.
Here's the counter. Your favorite word, Jeff.
Yep. Oh, that's a little, we had a little bit of a little aggression on both sides, and we have a whistle, and they'll take care of that. And it's just one of those last moment things, and we have a whistle, and he'll be out the game. And so we're going to get an opportunity for Dutchtown with Irondi with the kick. And as we said, this is the final moments of tonight's game. And talking it over with the coach, that's not Coach Dyer. Coach Dyer is on the other side of the sidelines. But now we have Irondi with a free kick from about 27 yards out. Tense moment here. Maybe the final opportunity to score here tonight on either side.
And right here for the Gators, you are just trying to keep your hands behind your back for no penalty kicks or anything else. You just want to make sure you just get it out the box right here. You don't let the Griffins play, and that's a great try by number 7 for
Shanahan.
the Griffins. Yes, I mean, that was just an opportunity, but the only thing is, don't try to make things look beautiful. Just get it in the back of the net.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that is going to be a goal kick for the Gators for Leo Fuentes, and he's going to try to find the 50-yard line to get back up into the offense for the Gators. But I kind of feel like Dutchtown right now is kind of a little bit of the momentum because of that foul that just happened. So we might be playing up on this side for the next 2 minutes right here.
And so here's another opportunity. And there's a shot into the box. And another attempt at a bicycle kick.
And that is going to be a foul just because he tried a bicycle kick. And that is going to be, and the ref is talking to him right now, that's going to be a high kick straight into Leo Fuentes because he tried to head that ball out. So that's a free kick. And Sandomal's going to try to counter with this one because Leo can kick it past the 50. But the Griffins are there, and they are on the attack. They do have numbers down, but that doesn't mean that a counterattack can't work. And then right here, it is going to be, this is the ball game.
And that's
so
it. They're not going to get a shot here, and so we end in a tie, 0-0, Sandomal and Dutchtown. And so we're going to break right now, and we're going to wrap things up after the break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
Chris's Specialty Foods has been making Cajun meat products for almost 30 years. We do all the prep work so people can have home-cooked meals without spending all day in the kitchen. Everything is done ourselves. With 3 locations in Louisiana and a 4th in Texas, we needed all of them connected to the same system for point of sale and telephone. Rev Business set us up, and it's been a game changer. They have everything as national companies, but with real local service. Rev Business is authentic Louisiana, just like Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins! Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
Hi, we are live with the PPTV network where one of the top athletes is about to make his important decision. We know his character and nothing will hold him back.
I'm glad to have my family and friends here for this choice. It's more than my career. It will affect the rest of my life. I choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
The decision is in. Why choose Peak?
Their reputation and their record of success is unmatched.
When it matters most, another patient chooses Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
And we're back, and the game is over. The 0-0 is not a typo. That's our final score tonight. No goals. And so Dutchtown's record 8-2-5, 2-0-1 in district. Santa Maria 8-3-3, 1-1-1 on the district. It still gives Dutchtown an opportunity to win a district title if they can beat East Ascension and Denham Springs. Jolie, what are your final thoughts here tonight?
I mean, final thoughts is both came here to play, and that's something that I like about the AP anytime they face off in any sport. Got to give it to Santa Maria with coming into this game after a loss against Denham Springs 5-1 to come out here and tie Dutchtown. And, you know, if we can go back to the first half, great opportunities from Dutchtown's number 6, Carson Gautreau, you know, trying to get into the box, and then junior Braxton Trabo from Santa Maria, you know, almost that header on this side. You know, it's sports, you know. You got to come out here and play. They both wanted it. You kind of seen it. They had shots. They had defense. They had offense. Kind of would have liked a little bit more possession from one team, because I felt like as soon as they were trying, then it got taken away from them. But, I mean, honestly, I know Coach Adrian is excited about this 0-0, but I know Coach Dyer is, you know, talking to his team just about the emotions and everything that has to do with Santa Maria, Dutchtown. I know they would probably want this win, but this doesn't hurt them. You know what I mean? Like, because of what their results is in the last 2 games. But I know both of them are going to be satisfied with this. It's not going to move them down, move them up in power rankings, but it's also going to kind of bring about what this district is all about.
Yeah, it was a great match and an evenly matched game. Of course, this is the second year in a row they've tied, and so a little bit of disappointment there. But there's a lot more going on here tonight that I want to talk about real fast. Again, both teams paying tribute to Zayed Rawashde, and who lost his life at Dutchtown Jr., who was on the soccer team last year, would have been probably a starter this season. And I want to give a special mention to Santa Maria, because what they did tonight was very classy, paying tribute to him, wearing the shirts, letting him have his moment of silence, and so I want to compliment you guys out there as well for being very classy, like y'all always are here at Santa Maria.
Absolutely. I mean, as what we're seeing right here, these pictures, soccer community is very tight. You know, Zayed, even I'm on the girl side and knew him and knew his name and things like that. You know, anybody that plays soccer just knows the people that play it. And for the Santa Maria community, even though he's wearing purple and black, that's a soccer kid. You know what I mean? And all these players at Santa Ma play with each other, with Dutchtown people, with EA people, and it's just something that is so special within a community. It's a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So kudos to Coach Adrian and his program for honoring Zod, and, Dutchtown for allowing us, to, be able to create a memory for these kids' life, that it is bigger than a game. And, for a junior at Dutchtown, all the Dutchtown faculty and staff and students, Santa Ma is here. Y'all helped us through a great time in our life. And even though we might be rivals in any sport, we're here. And that's an awesome job by Coach Adrian and, Coach Dyer for, doing this tonight for not just the memory of Zod, but also his family members were here. Just because Zod played with a lot of Santa Ma kids. And, Coach Adrian had, before the game, I talked to him, and he had nothing but nice things to say about Zod. And then, I started tearing up because I know Zod, and his things as of that kid was just somebody that, It was a light in every room that he went in. I mean, he helped Dutchtown as a sophomore, and a freshman these last 2 years, make it to the quarterfinals, make it to the finals, and play Catholic. I mean, it's just something that is just so significant, and something, as small as a life can be played into this game and honor him and, in memory of him. That's something that I know these guys that play tonight will cherish forever.
Thank you, Jolie. Thank you for everything tonight. We're going to be back for our game of the week on Wednesday. It's going to be at 6 o'clock over at Griffin Field, Santa Ma at Dutchtown Girls Soccer. So you're going to be busy, so I'm sure that we'll find a suitable replacement, probably Chris, right? And then Dutchtown at EA Girls Soccer on Saturday the 21st, and then East Ascension at Santa Ma Girls Basketball on the 27th. And we're going to wrap it up. It's cold. We're going home. For Jolie Hartman, thank you so much. I'm Jeff Porsche. 0-0 our final score. Dutchtown and Santa Ma. You've been watching the Rev Game of the Week.